Hey guys, another virtual greeting from Canada. Yes, it is a great day to be alive, and this is the last time you'll see me through a video display, and hopefully, God willing, I'll see you on Friday night live. I know a lot's happened in the last 4 days, since you saw Ken McCord on Friday when I introduced him, and then you spent time out at the Bakari Hub. So I know you've been immersed in a lot of things in the last week, but now you're here at the first full week, and I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts, questions that you've had, and I'll look forward to interacting with you the rest of the summer when I get back in town. But tonight I also want to introduce two really important people that you're going to hear from tonight, and I want to set them up properly for you. So here it is. Phil Curran, who is going to give his vocational vignette, is somebody I've known for a few years, and also Larry Weens. Actually, I've met them in the same context, which I want to mention briefly. There's an organization called REAP, which stands for Repurposing Business and Transforming Society, which is a wonderful byline that maybe you'll hear about later in the summer. We met in the context where we were business consultants developing a process of helping business owners in other countries around the world in developing both a business, social, and spiritual strategy for their businesses. And we were consultants where we went overseas for 2 weeks to do that. That's where I first met Phil. The unique thing about Phil that you're going to hear about tonight as he shares his story, though, is how he began to see not only the world of work, but the world of business as an intrinsic, powerful mechanism for doing God's work. Something you don't often hear about in Christian circles, and so depending on your branch of Christianity and your background, you may see profit as something that's evil or business as something that is not a part of God's plan, but you'll discover in Phil's story how that arena was transformed actually through a particular person while he was on an InterVarsity project. So for you Davis guys that are there here this summer, you'll be hearing from an alum. So Phil, thanks for sharing with us, and I look forward to hearing the students' responses. Secondly, you're going to hear the session of the other 6 days, Work as Calling and Mission, from Larry Weens. Larry may not remember this, but the first time we met was also through this REAP organization when he was finishing up a meeting with the founder, Brett Johnson, and I was having lunch with Brett. This was in 2006, and we had a chance to talk a little bit about that, or meet for the very first time, talk, and then over the next couple of years when I launched Bakari, Larry became a really wonderful friend and supporter of what we were doing, particularly because it was in Diablo Valley in East Contra Costa County and the things that we initially did, and he was very supportive of what we were doing. Larry's also the managing partner, well, two things before he sets up is he's the managing partner for Barnabas, which is an organization that Casey and Carol can tell you more about. And they a wonderful organization of business people that help ministries all over the country, but particularly in the Bay Area that he oversees. He's also a wealth advisor and has done some wonderful things, and he's just stepped into retirement, and he's going to talk about work in a way that I think will surprise and enlighten you to see God's perspective, maybe in a way that you haven't had to at this stage of your life. So please welcome them. I forgot to mention that Phil is also in the financial services industry as a banker, and he's got a wonderful perspective as well as he tells his personal story. But you're going to hear Larry talk from the scriptures as well in the other 6 days session. So that's the setup for them. Have a great session. I'll look forward to seeing and meeting you guys in person on Friday when we go into the strengths session with my good friend Rick Yamamoto. Have a great week out there. See you on Friday.